The Claflin Panthers win the 2023 CIAA Men's Indoor Track and Field Championship. You want to know how significant that is? It is the first men's indoor track and field in school history. It's also the first CIAA championship for a men's team in school history as well. Does it come any more significant than that? Hey, but it wasn't quite that easy. They were rolling in second place, 2 points behind St. Augustine. When it was time for the last event, the men's 4x400 meter relay, they smoked them. They smoked them. The Panthers were trailing by 2 points, 90-88. It was then that the team relay sealed the championship by winning their event, edging out second place St. Augustine. With the event win, the Panthers claim the 2023 CIAA Men's Indoor Track and Field Championship with 98 total points, 2 ahead of Livingstone. The team also had several tremendous individual efforts. Freshman Reginald Gore stood out throughout the entire championship. He set the tone by winning the mile run. Then he was a member of the men's distant medley relay team that won their event. That wasn't done. He finished third in the men's 800 meters. He finished the day with a 4th place finish in the men's 5,000 run. Along with his effort in the distant medley relay by himself, he accounted for 31 of the team's 98 points. The Panthers also got a great effort from freshman sprinter Jonathan Fleismer. Boy, these freshmen rolling for Coach Garon Jackson. Outstanding recruiting there. Outstanding. He won the men's 200-meter dash and placed 4th in the men's 60-meter dash. Zion Murray, who you've seen on the Claflin Athletic Show, had another great showing in the meet as well as he won the men's 800-meter run. Coach Garon Jackson was named the 2023 CIAA Men's Indoor Track and Field Coach of the Year. The team also received their plaque for claiming the Dr. Freddie Vaughn's highest team academic award, and that would be Claflin, showing that you can be successful as athletes and excellent as students. The Lady Panthers finished 7th at the 2023 CIAA Women's Indoor Track and Field Championship. They were highlighted by sophomore Zoe Adams. Again, we have an interview with her on the Claflin Athletic Show. She continued her torrid pace as she claimed first place in the women's 400-meter yard dash for the second year in a row. She also finished 5th in the women's 200-meter dash, and she was a part of the women's 4x400 relay team. Zoe Adams continues to blister the track for the Lady Panthers. Claflin women's basketball team winners over St. Augustine Falcons 96-73. Runs their overall record to 12-11, 5-9 in the CIAA. If you think that's an improvement, it is. Last year, they were 8-19. The year before that, 1-26. Then a COVID year. The last winning season was 2018-2019 with a 15-4 record. So for the last 3 years, one being a COVID year, they only won 9 games. They've already passed that this year. Let's see how it rolls out for them. They came back in St. Augustine. They had a blistering 58 points in the second half. They've now won 3 out of the last 4. Sophomore guard Lauren Scott hit 6 threes for a total of 26 points. The Claflin men on the same day fell to St. Augustine 67-63. The men now 18-5, 9-5 in the conference. It's a 3-way tie for first place in the Southern Division. The men fell down 27-44 at halftime, but they cut it back to 2 to make a tremendous comeback. But I know what Coach is saying. We got two halves we got to play. We got to play the first half like we played the second. Both teams on the road again. INSiiGHTS now has its own Roku channel. INSiiGHTS itself is a dream maker, providing a platform for content creators. go with INSiiGHTS Roku channel into 91 million homes. We are strengthening our programs that will continue to educate, entertain, and enlighten our viewers. We will still feature youth sports, Mick and Rick, INSiiGHTS Magazine, Remember the Legends, and much more. Stay tuned for our creative content. We will continue to appreciate your support. Hello, everybody. This is Mickey Clayton, the coach, with INSiiGHTS, presenting the Claflin Athletic Show, sponsored by Tony T. Chrysler Dodge Ram of Orangeburg, South Carolina. As we always like to say, you need to support those programs that support you. And you need a new vehicle. You need to travel on down there, push your car down there, get you a new one over there with Tony T. They sponsor Claflin Athletic. Need to sponsor them too. On this part of our show, we're really excited about bringing in the assistant basketball coaches. You've heard from the head basketball coaches for the men and the women. Heard from them more than once. But this time, we're doing a magical trick. We're bringing the assistant coaches in. Now, you want to really know what's going on with the program? Sometimes you got to talk to assistants because sometimes they know and the head man don't know. Now, I take that from being an assistant coach and from being the head coach. But you got to have good assistant coaches because you know better than your good assistant coaches that are loyal and trustworthy in the program. So I'm going to bring these two gentlemen from the men and women's basketball program onto the show. Coaches, welcome to the Claflin Athletic Show.
How you doing? Thank you for having us.
Thank you. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm great. I was doing any better. I had to change my name. I keep telling y'all that. I had to change my name. Y'all rolling pretty good.
Trying to stay blessed.
Absolutely.
You keep it in the middle of the road. That'll help keep you blessed there.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Coach, let me just say this. I need the older coach to introduce the younger coach. And then I want the younger coach to introduce the older coach. I need y'all to introduce each other and tell people about y'all.
Well, this fine, upstanding gentleman sitting next to me is Coach Mike Bland, assistant basketball coach for Claflin women's basketball. Great guy, great coach, works hard, grinds, and you just seeing his body of work.
I appreciate that, man.
No problem.
Next to me is my counterpart, Coach Edward Newton, assistant men's basketball coach. Having him in has just been a true blessing. Having someone that can connect with me but still show me the ropes. For him being in the game longer than me, and so it's been a true blessing having him here.
And which one of you have been at Claflin the longest?
I have. I've been here. I'm in my 4th year here. I was retained by my head coach when he came over, and so I'm in my 4th year here now.
This is just my first year. I came here with Coach Dunlap.
Okay, Coach Dunlap brought you with him, huh?
Yes, sir.
Were you with him at your last stop?
No, my last stop, I was the head coach at my alma mater in Mississippi. But before that, I worked with Coach Dunlap at Harris Stowe State University.
Okay, so you had a prior relationship to him.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
we met about 5 years ago at the HBCU showcase out in California.
Okay. What was it about Coach Dunlap that made you want to hit your wagon, so to speak, with him?
So from day one, it's been more than basketball with Coach Dunlap. And on the basketball side, we have the same passion, same philosophy. He's a great student of the game. And when you're a brown person that knows basketball like that and just cares about you as a person and just got the same, when you meet somebody with the same grind as you can't help but win. And that's coach's attitude. That's how he approaches the game. That's how he approaches being a head coach, and just, he played at the highest level. So just being around Coach and being at Harris Stowe, I went through something. I had a health scare with my leg, and I just met, first time working with Coach, and I was on crutches the whole season. But Coach stood by my side. He basically told me, I don't need you to play. I need you to help me coach. So don't worry about the crutches part. So, him sticking by me with that, loyalty plays a big part in the coaching business. and we're brothers, man.
Man, that's pretty deep. That's an interesting story there. One of the things I always told my guys when I was coaching the men's team at Florida A&M, I said, as you go through your career, if you ever need to coach, you always be loyal to your head coach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would rather hire an assistant coach who knew little basketball but was 100% loyal than to have one who knew the game and was disloyal.
Right, and and that coach knowing the game with just like and I've been coaching 19 years now, and kind of made a name for myself as far as recruiting, across the country, and just since me and Coach been together, people think we've known each other forever, but just when we get together as far as recruiting and then his knowledge, X's and O's of the game and how he approaches the game and how he coaches, it's just been magical.
Okay. Coach Bland.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what the difference is with you working for Coach Jenkins, because y'all had some rough seasons. Had a season wiped out with COVID, and then you had a 1-win season. What's some of the biggest differences that you've seen working with Coach Jenkins?
The biggest thing is not only does he work hard, but he's real personable, and he loves to have fun. Practices are hard, but he's also making it enjoyable. And that's the biggest thing when your team is able to believe in the leadership. You can get better results from it, and it helps with that off-court aspects when they can just laugh, come by the office, ask them for anything, and things like that. So that's been the biggest thing that I've seen. Far beyond going on the court and performing, just a better relationship with the head coach.
Okay. Tell me this: you how have you felt experiencing some of the success that you've experienced now? Because you've won more now than the last 3 seasons put together. And even though one of them was a COVID season, and I know you're not satisfied because you had that losing streak right there in the middle, but it looks like you're beginning to play your way out of it. What does it mean to you to be a part of the turnaround, Coach?
It's felt good. I've personally put in a lot of hours, and so to see it finally come to fruition, getting the right pieces in here, it's been great. And me and my AD, Mr. O'Neill, we laugh every time we put different runs together. We'll look at each other, knowing what we've been through in the past couple years, and so just continuing to grow this thing and see where it could go as we continue to have time to actually build it the right way, see what it could blossom to. It's been fun. It's been great for me.
Okay. How often do you get a chance to look at the boys' team?
After every game, just about. I have 2 kids, so when they're not whiny and stuff like that, I get to be courtside and watch them and cheer them on, and be that big cheerleader from the side. And it's been great. We talk about relationships and family, but our coaching staff is tremendously close. Just yesterday, we had breakfast and we were just talking basketball, probably for about 3 or 4 hours.
Right.
Just sitting down, just talking, reflecting on the season, things that we could improve on moving into the tournament and stuff like that. So our relationship is great, and we both Coach T and myself just love sitting down and watching them play.
From my time on campus and watching both programs, being on campus, everybody says they're a family, but everybody isn't a family.
Yeah.
It's like a tagline that people say, oh, it's like a family here. It's like, nah, it's not. Maybe a dysfunctional family, but not the kind of family that you want.
Absolutely.
And on Claflin, it really seems like that. Coach, tell me from the men's end, having, it's your first year there, but you already knew or heard how the women's team had struggled at some point. How does it make you feel to be there, and what words of encouragement, if any, do you give to your little brother there?
Well, me talked to Coach Mike, and I've been knowing Coach T for about 15 years from when he was on the men's side. So T's been a good friend when Coach Dunlap asked me, gave me the opportunity to come here with him, I was telling Coach Dunlap how good a guy Coach T was, and I was happy for him. And just far as just advice, just you kind of people don't see it, but coaching men and women are different. But as far as X's and O's and just being a helpful hand, if Coach Mike asks me anything, be more than happy to lend a hand or show him something. And even the young ladies, because my office is right by the gym, me and Coach Dunlap, we'll go in and watch the women's team practice, and they'll come in and watch our practice. And then, during the games, we sit right there in that corner like when you were here, and they're coming off court at halftime. We're dapping up the coaches, dapping up the players. Let's get this. Let's get it. We got this. So, and that's what I love most about being here at Claflin. It starts at the top, and Dr. Warmack and T.O., they're the ones that created this, the family environment, the support. Being in athletics, if you got a great support system, it helps tremendously when you have support. When you got support from your administration, that goes a long, long way.
Absolutely.
And so anything I can do to help, I try. Of course, as a coach, you don't want to step over your boundary or step on anybody's feet. But Coach Mike has asked me, as far as how do I recruit and everywhere. And if I hear about a player, I recruit all over the country, and I recruit. It's not personal. They're either going to tell you yes or no, but you're not going to get an answer if you don't ask. And you try to sell the school, you try to sell the program, and sell the head coach and the vision. And if you're in line with your head coach, that's the easy part. And Coach Mike already has that. Him and Coach T have a great relationship, and we just feed off each other.
There's a lot of layers to the answer you gave me. And I was trying to make notes because I wanted to come back to a couple of them. One of them, I thought one of the comments that I thought was significant, you said, if he asked me.
Right.
And you came back later and made a comment about not wanting to overstep your bounds. But I think that that's a very mature and team-like approach. If Coach asked me, then I'll try to help him, or give him my advice. He could take it or not. But if he asks me, I'll answer it. Otherwise, I'm not going to try to tell him how to run his program. I thought that was a significant statement that you made.
I'm just big on respect. That's the type of person I am. I'm just big on respect, but always willing to help. And if Coach ever came to me, for one, that's a mutual respect for him. For any coach to come to me and ask me how I feel about something, and I respect them enough to give my all. So if Coach Mike or Coach T ever came to me and asked me anything pertaining to basketball to help the women's program, I would approach it just as if Coach Dunlap was asking me the question. That's how tight we are.
I love that. Another thing you said that we keep trying to tell people, I remember when we were playing and we had won the MEAC championship and advanced to the first round of the tournament playing Duke. One of the things that I remember that we always repeated was that the administration wins championships. If they don't support you, you don't have a chance of doing it. And once they make a commitment to you, then it makes it a lot easier when you start being able to recruit, when they start making it easier for you to travel, when they start making it easier for you they remove some of those headaches, those unnecessary headaches that you have that become obstacles when you really don't need them.
I mean, to me, I didn't know Dr. Warmack, Coach Dunlap worked for Dr. Warmack at Harris Stowe. But when I got there, Coach Warmack had moved on Dr. Warmack had moved on to come here to Claflin. But I had heard about Dr. Warmack and how he supports his athletic program. But to see it and then watch T.O., you know basketball, and I'm sure Coach Mike can attest to this. How many programs do you see when you come off the court, the president and the athletic director are standing by the locker room before you get off the floor to shake the coaches and the players' hands? Win or lose. If Dr. Warmack is in the gym, if he's at the game, win or lose, him and T.O. were standing right there by the edge of the court, greeting the teams and the coaches. Win or lose. And that just, I've been coaching 20 years, and that's the first time I've seen it. And our guys see it, the students see it, other faculty and staff see it, and it creates a wonderful atmosphere I'm sure Dr. Warmack, you definitely know when Dr. Warmack's in the gym at a game, and which is great to look over there and see your president, the president of Claflin University, that enthused during a basketball game. That's special. And so you want to give your best as a coach, and you want your players to get out there and give their best.
And Coach Bland, thank you, Coach. And Coach Bland, tell me what it does to the girls or the young ladies in your program to see your president there, and then coming into practice to talk to them and things like that. That doesn't happen everywhere.
It doesn't, and I think it's very important to see that, because especially when I recruit them and I'm talking about our leadership and I'm talking about how close we are and how the president, he knows his student athletes, he knows his students. He's not just one of those presidents that's going to put on a tie and he's distant and he's seeing us from the top. He's actually grinding out there with us, arguing with the referees, trying to get calls overturned. Being the biggest cheerleader is just super important, because if the other student body sees it, then, that'll help bring more support, especially for the females game as it continues to grow. Because you know how it is, you can kind of see the difference between a women's game and a male's game with the student body and the attendance and stuff like that. So seeing the women game starting to grow a lot more at a rapid pace, and getting that attendance and seeing the president always there, I feel like that's very important. And they respond as well too, because like you said, he's very personable. So coming in those practices and things like that, knowing the girl's name and where they're from, I think that's huge.
During your recruiting, do you try to get your recruits in to see the president?
Oh, absolutely. Like he is always gone as far as trying to raise money and shed light. He's always working, but when he is here, absolutely, because he's always around. He's always on campus, especially on Wednesdays, our fried chicken Wednesdays. He's always has a plate with that fried chicken. So I know if I got recruits coming in on a Wednesday, I know just where to find them. And it's a huge help as well, shaking the president's hand. Because I can remember when I was in school, the only time I shook my president's hands when I was walking across the stage. And so to have that type of relationship and to see that is pretty cool.
And then with us, when we like once again, me and Coach Dunlap, we didn't get here till late June. But when all the students did get on campus, when school first started, when classes first started, I think Dr. Womack was out of town, and I think we were just in the we weren't in the gym. Guys were playing open gym, and I happened to walk by, and Coach Dr. Womack, he was looking at the guys, and then I spoke to him. He's like, Coach Newton, tell me who that is. Tell me the new guys. Point them out to me. And then he actually walked out there and told him he'd get them. He'd take them one-on-one. And T.O. has came in the gym, and he said he would dunk on somebody. So it's just a family. We're a family, and they're with that with all the sports. Mm-hmm. We're just a family, and things start at the top. And T.O. and Dr. Womack have set a precedence with the support and the energy and the effort. And it's just like trickling downhill to all of us. And who wouldn't want to come to that? Who wouldn't want to come at work every day for that?
Ladies and gentlemen, you know me, coached men's team at Florida A&M, won a championship, started the women's program, won a championship. We actually outdrew the men's team in our games. We were rolling. We had one week we beat Florida State and Miami in the same week. So we were rolling pretty good. And I know that people will get behind your women's team. But what I'm saying is all the places that I've been, I can't think of many places I've been. Maybe FAMU in the early days where everybody had a closeness that I feel when I'm on Claflin's campus. And I've been there 2 or 3 times. So any potential recruits or, those of you who know me, one thing, we straight no chaser. I always call it like I see it. And if I had a daughter or a son that was being recruited to go to Claflin, they'd have to consider that, because you would just feel safe with your son or daughter going to an institution like that, which Claflin is the oldest HBCU in South Carolina. And like I told a boys' high school coach, I said, you talking about you interested in Claflin? I said, that young man doesn't have any grades. He'll stay a week. He'll leave because he'll say, I didn't know I really had to go to class, because you're going to have to go to class at Claflin.
Oh yeah, Claflin is known for academics, and that's a testament to our assistant AD, Miss Matisse Lee. She graduated and played softball and coached softball here, I believe, at Claflin. So Matisse is Claflin, and so anything that we've ever needed, any questions that we've had to ask, the support is phenomenal. I know she gets tired of me calling her, but it ain't gonna stop. Like that, she's that good, she's that great. You need something, you need to know something, or you need to get something done, or you need to know who to call to get done. Go see Matisse Lee. And like I said, she's just another key piece to the puzzle. That for is men's basketball. She's a big part of our success. The how she's helped us, especially me and Coach, just getting here late June, adapt to Claflin and the way things are done here.
Okay, I'm going to start with the little brother. Tell me what you're looking for recruiting.
Playmakers, big time playmakers with big time energy. I like to say enormous energy. It's hard to coach heart and toughness, and a will to win. Like, we can coach up skill, we can fine tune some of that stuff, but the outside of your grades and academics, the first thing I'm looking for is that motor, that ticker, is that will to go get it. I was one of those dirty work players where I'm diving on the floor, I'm sacrificing my body, I'm taking charges. Me with my 5'8" stature, I'm going in there and just giving it my all. So when I'm out there recruiting, and I can see your heart and I can see your love for the game, you're gonna get my attention, versus someone that's only there for half a game, showing up late, get an attitude on the floor, and so you stop playing a little bit. So now you're letting your team down, and you can be the very talented, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave out that gym immediately if I start seeing stuff like that. So my number one thing is you have to have that ticker. You got to be able to go at all times.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Coach. Go ahead, because I see you chomping at the bit.
So we preach pace. We want to play at a certain pace, and we want to be able to play fast, but disciplined. So my job, as being an assistant coach, is me and Coach talk 24/7, but I talk to your head coach, and you see what pieces do we need, and what pieces do we need to fill. Of course, like Coach said, you want somebody with a high motor, so you want that talent level. So I try to recruit above talent. Claflin's D2. We're the NCAA Division 2, so I try to go after NCAA Division 1 talent, or if I go after a high school kid, what is he going to be in 2 or 3 years? But I try to recruit to the needs of the team. We brought in 6, I think, and we kept 8, and I think 6 of those are seniors. So right now for 23, 24, we're trying to fill the needs that we're going to lose and get better at every position. But the first thing I do is constantly meet with Coach Dunlap, and this is what we need, and this is what he's looking for. Like, for one instance, we're looking for a big wing. We're looking for a big wing that can shoot. So if I go see him, there's no need for me if I go to a junior college jamboree and there's the 6-foot combo and he shoots pretty well. I look at him, but I need to go the need first. That's not what Coach Dunlap is looking for. We got a 6-foot shooter. We're looking for a big wing, 6'6", 6'7". So just you got to try to fill those gaps and try to find the best talent available. And that's the key. And they got to fit our system, and they got to want to be coachable, and they got to want to go to class and get their degree. So when you talk to when you go see a player, I tell people this all the time. When I go see a player play, and like, okay, he's pretty good. When I contact their coach or I meet the mom or the dad, I'm obviously there because your son can play. Now What are his grades like? Kind of character is he? Has he ever been in trouble? What does he do when he's not playing basketball? What's his life dislike? What does he need to work on? Is he a gym rat? Ask all the intangibles, because to see if he's going to fit, the Claflin way.
Okay, okay. Well, Coach Bland, tell me about the transfer portal. Does that help you or does it hurt you?
Um, it helps us I think at this level, at D2, because you have those Division 1 players that will go to a program that might be borderline, that's right there on the line of D2, D1. But as soon as that D1 offer comes, they might just go D1 just because it's just that. And so, having a chance to dig in that portal, um, and get some of those kids that'll hit that portal, basically because, those All Americans that's coming out of high school, those top 100 kids that's coming out of high school are going to be pushed up to those mid majors and high major programs. Everybody can't stay, especially if they're not doing those small things that we talked about. So hitting that portal is very important to us. The JUCO route is important to us because, again, everybody can't go D1. There's only limited spots. And so you got to make sure I'm a dog on that recruiting trail and making sure that, I'm filling the gaps that's needed and just knowing where those players are at as well. So it's very important. I already started looking in there.
I'm
I
sure
was
you
in the portal right before we came over here.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, tell your big brother what to expect with the CIAA tournament coming up. And I know everybody's hyped on campus right now about the track team winning the CIAA. Kind of tell him what he has to expect coming up and tell everybody else about the CIAA basketball tournament.
Um, the tournament is more than just basketball itself. It's a lot of expos. It's a fashion show. Um, so it's a lot of these other things outside of basketball. But as far as the gameplay, the lights get brighter. Um, the crowd's lights is dim. On the court, you really have those lights, and the gameplay is up. Very physical. Um, you got future pros that's on that floor. Just because it's D2, um, everybody's on there trying to compete and win that championship and make history for their team in their school. So to expect physicality, uh, I can't even think of the words to say, but it's going to be a great turnout. I'm so excited to be in Baltimore again. With that tournament, the turnout's going to be amazing, especially the second year after COVID. So it's going to be a bigger crowd, louder, very competitive. So, and the men's side, I've been watching a little bit, and they have a target on their back, our man, and so they're coming from them every game, and they got to perform every game, and I'm excited to see them play.
Well, the CIAA tournament is a special place.
Yes.
And for those of you who've never been, you owe it to yourself to go at least once to the CIAA.
Rich history.
I
I've
like
heard about it.
lights are
I've
bright.
coached in the SIAC and the GCAC, but they always tell me nothing like the CI. So I'm excited about it.
It is different. I've been each one of those, but the CIAA is cut above. And I like what you said, Coach. The lights are brighter, and they are.
Yeah.
With anything either one of you would like to say to your viewers, how to reach out to you if they have a potential recruit, how a recruit reach out to you, coaches. Tell them how they can reach the men's program and the women's program.
I'll go first, coach.
Yeah, please email me. My email is online. My phone number is online. Just go to our athletic website and look at the content and the information that we have up there. I get all emails. I read all emails from my junk, my spam to wherever it goes. I'm gonna find it. Um, and I'm always looking for players, young or old, not just that next class. I'm already looking at 26, 27, things like that. So I love forming relationships, and that's what it's about. You can get in and get comfortable with us, get on campus as many times as you can. I'm sure you'll fall in love with it just like everyone else. So please don't be shy. Come to a game, again, contact me. We'll put you on the list so you can get there and you can really see how it is.
Coach, do me a favor. Tell them what your email address is. You telling them to find it on the website? They call me and ask me or text me.
My email is mbland, mbland, at claflin.edu.
And mine is E. Newton.
Ask me. So go ahead. You hearing it now.
Mine is E. Newton at claflin.edu. Same thing. Contact me. Through email, social media, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on there. Always looking. When you do contact me, you say you got a player, or if you're a player contacting us, please send us some film.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the lead assistant coaches for the men's team and the women's team. Both of them are handling their business. They're warming up for the CIAA tournament, and they would like for you to know what's going on in their program. If you want to be a part, reach out to them. Claflin, you see it up there, CLAFLIN in Orangeburg, South Carolina, the oldest HBCU in the state of South Carolina. Coaches, we appreciate you taking the time and providing people some insight into your programs.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Coach, I will see y'all very, very soon.
Like us on Facebook.
I liked it on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter. INSiiGHTS.
Yeah.
2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
All right, y'all.
Stay up to date with the latest from INSiiGHTS. Visit our website at INSiiGHTS.com. 2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
INSiiGHTS is the copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on INSiiGHTS represent the independent thoughts and representation.